I set up my flower stand for the first time on Mother's Day weekend. How did it do? Well, let's find out. If you're new to the channel, I recently moved to a new area, and this was my first time trying to sell flowers locally. We live in rural Arkansas, and I set up my stand at a local bakery in our tiny town. Well, you could hardly even call it a town. What is it? A wide spot in the road, maybe? We have a Dollar General, a bank, a post office, several gas stations, and a cafe or two. We are close to a big lake, so the bakery does get plenty of weekend lake traffic. But let me back up a little bit. Selling flowers is not new territory for us, but if you remember, we took a break from it for a couple of years. My sister Rosita and I run Root Design Company together, and we both got married in 2022. And then we were too busy setting up our gardens and all that the next year to be bothered with selling any of the flowers that we were growing. And I am glad that we took a year to kind of get that all sorted out, but having returned to selling flowers, it's been really fun to get back to business, so to speak. So how did the first flower stand of the year go? We got back from a trip just a few days before Mother's Day, so that didn't leave us a lot of time to get ready. Myron pitched in and built my flower stand from an inspiration photo and a quick sketch that I drew him to kind of lay out the dimensions for him. He used some old pine tongue and groove that was laying around, and I just love how it turned out. I was planning to paint it, and I probably still will, but I like the natural wood looks, but I thought I'm just going to enjoy it like this for a while. I brought back some peonies from Ohio since I knew we'd be lacking in focal flowers. I'm not sure if I talked about it here on YouTube, probably because I've been complaining to anybody that will listen, but a hungry rabbit ate all of my ranunculus this spring. So I knew I'd be lacking in focal flowers, and I did also run to town for some $10 rose bunches at Walmart. So I sold all 25 bouquets that I made in under 3 hours, and it was probably closer to 2.5 hours. I'm not sure, I wasn't there. I probably could have sold a few more. It helped that the bakery advertised that there were going to be flowers there. They advertised on Facebook. So I'd say the first flower stand in a new spot was pretty successful. Now, we filled the stand with flowers again on Memorial Day weekend, and I wasn't sure what to expect because I know from experience in Ohio, we also live close to a lake, and so a lot of the traffic wasn't necessarily shopping for flowers. They were headed to the lake, headed home from the lake. I've learned that like July 4th, Memorial Day, Labor Day aren't really big flower holidays, even if you think they might be, at least not in our locations. So I wasn't sure if the stand would do very well. I wasn't sure how many bouquets to make. I think I ended up doing about 21 bouquets. I think I did about 21 bouquets, and I brought at least 7 home, I think. One thing I experimented with this time was to do 2 different price points. I did a very small, just like a little posy bouquet, and then I did sort of a medium, a bit bigger size bouquet. Called them small and large, and I think in the future I might also do a deluxe bouquet, a much bigger one. I don't know, there was some reasons that went into the size and the pricing. I'm still trying to play with that. I'm not sure quite where I'll land with that, but I did not want to be too expensive to start with, and I wanted to give options. We've kind of found over the years that if you give a couple of options on your stand, it can appeal to both the bargain hunters and to those who are willing to spend a little bit more for some flowers. And I was also kind of glad they didn't sell out because I have the stand set up in bright sunlight in the morning. So it's under an awning, but it does get morning sun until probably, I don't know, at least for an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I was concerned about flowers wilting and not lasting very long. Even when they're shaded from the sun, they are still in the heat. I wanted to see how these flowers would hold up in the long term, so I brought a couple of bouquets and cut them down, arranged them into a vase. I don't think I added the flower food, I can't quite remember, but I tried to kind of treat them like I imagine a potential customer might. And they've been sitting here for about a week and they seem to be holding up okay. So I will keep doing little tests throughout the summer as it warms up a little bit too. But all that to say, the second one was moderately successful, so we will see as we go forward. I think we'll end our time here today with just a little bit of a garden tour. The garden is having a pastel moment, which is, I guess, appropriate for spring. We're going to enjoy that before it's gone. I will say that I wish I would have planted about 200 more sunflowers. And I do wish I would have planted more purple. I thought I did, but apparently not. The longer I do this, I realize people just love purple flowers, and I'm starting to really love them too. And the longer I've been away from wedding work, the more I'm drawn to very bright, happy colors. So enjoy your little garden tour.